Welcome back to the Heart Coaching. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between true, authentic connection and connection out of convenience. Let's find out. There's so many times in our life that we connect with people. That could be coworkers, that could be friends, that could be church people, that could be a lot of different ways. There's a lot of areas in which we have the capability of connecting with people. But really, how many of those people, when they leave the job or you move or stuff, do you actually stay in touch with? That's where connection out of convenience comes from. This A lot of people will have connection because it's convenient. They're at church, they're at work, they're at all these different places. And you connect because you see these people on a daily basis. And when you see these people on a daily basis, you think you have deep connections, you think you have deep friendships. But really, are you connecting with these people because you enjoy their company, want to get to know them more? Are you intentionally emotionally investing into them? Or are you connecting with them because they're there? And I think that it's so important to realize that so many people in our lives will come and go. There's so many people in our lives that you'll be there for a season. Like, you'll be best of friends for a season. But the true, authentic side of connection isn't a long-term thing. You don't lose touch with these people because they move. You don't lose touch because of these people because they get a new job. And I think it's so important to realize why that is. Because there's a huge difference between authentic, long-lasting connection and connection that is convenient. I know so many times in my life when I was like, oh, I'm going to invest into these people, but it was because I was around them and surrounded them. And so how do you actually build lasting, meaningful, authentic connection that doesn't go away when somebody quits their job, when somebody moves, when somebody moves to a different state? I think it's so critical to really go back to that definition of what connection actually is. It's an intentional, emotional investment into somebody's life. And so it's interesting when you actually start doing the intentional, emotional investment. You may be intentional because you're with these people every day or every week you get to see these people. But the big piece that really changes it over is that emotional piece to it. Because it's really difficult and really challenging to actually break off connections with people when you're actually emotionally in their lives. And I know this is to be so true when you're vulnerable and sharing your life and sharing your hurts and sharing your pains and sharing your joys. Your hearts start getting intertwined with another, and it starts making it feel like it becomes harder to live without that person. And when your hearts start getting that emotional tie to it, it makes it very, very, very challenging to break that off. And so really, are these people that you're connecting with out of convenience, are these people that you're actually sharing your life with? Are these people that you're emotionally tying yourself to? Or is it you're talking with them and hanging out with them because, well, it's convenient? And I think we got to get out of the mindset of convenient connection. And I think the reason for that is then your connection is based on area, job, time code. There's stipulations behind your connection when you go into it with the mindset of convenient connection. And so tying that emotional piece back into it, like ask yourself these kind of questions to be like, am I conveniently connecting with this person, or am I deeply connecting with this person? There's a huge difference in that. So ask yourself questions of like, if this person moved out of my life, would I still want to talk to them? If this person has called me, would I answer? Asking simple questions of the why of the relationship really helps reveal the motive. And it's okay to inconveniently connect, but it's never going to be deep. And so I think it's so critical for us to, in this day and age and in this time, intentionally, emotionally invest into people. Because when you do that, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if they move across country. You're still calling them. You're still hanging out with them. You're still doing these things. So doing things like calling people, actually inviting them to dinner. If they're a coworker and you want to get to know them better, actually inviting them to dinner is something that can start building true, deep, authentic connection. And so in today's closing, I just want us to remember, I want you to ask the questions, am I doing this out of convenience, or am I doing this for a love for that person? So ask yourself that for these people. The other thing you need to do is you need to ask yourself the questions, because how deep you go with them depends on how deep you're willing to intentionally, emotionally invest in that person. And it is a long-term thing with deep, true, authentic connection. And so ask those hard questions, get those answers, and really look at the motive of why. And if you do that, maybe you'll find some connections that are just because of convenience. But you'll probably also find some connections that is out of a true, authentic care for that person. And when you get to that point where it's a true, authentic connection that is deep and meaningful and life-giving, all of a sudden, those barriers don't fall away as much. And so, like, my best friend Maverick, we have intentionally, emotionally invested for years. And it doesn't matter where he's living or where I'm living, we still stay in contact because there's a deep, deep care for each other. And I think when you have that deep care, it makes it really, really difficult to actually break off a connection. Whereas with convenient connection, it makes it easy to do that. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm just amazed that, you guys took the time today to learn more about connection, learn more about yourself. And really, if you want to learn more about connection and want to learn more about like the different areas and where you can grow in connection and how, find us on Facebook at The Heart Coaching. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We do a weekly video of what is connection and deepening connection. And 3, find us on Facebook, sign up for my webinar. And just remember, when we connect, life gets better. We'll see you next time.